All right, welcome to our latest Swampcast. Florida, of course, playing Furman in the, I call it the 12th game, even though it's the 11th, because this is where you squeeze in that 12th game. All around the country, we're seeing, especially in the SEC, Alabama's got Georgia Southern, Auburn has Samford, Florida's got Furman. And it's funny because we focused all week mainly on Florida's problems.
Yeah.
I don't know much about Furman.
The thing, well, they have a really good quarterback, Forcier, who can run and throw, and he's thrown for like 2,200 yards, so he could test the defense a little bit, especially with Marcus Roberson gone. But overall, you look at the size of the guys on the line, Pat, like 245-pound defensive ends and 260-pound tackles on offense. It's a mismatch.
It is, and you know, the funny thing is Furman, there was a time when they were a contender in the, FCS, Division I AA. They were up there every year and battling out in the playoffs, but they've really fallen off the last couple of years, and this year 6-4. Last week, and we were in Columbia, we go, Furman lost to Elon. I don't think that's going to be much of a battle. Georgia Southern put 50 on them.
Well, they were good when Bobby Johnson was there. That's when they became a power again. And, you know, since then they've kind of faded a little bit, but now they've got a Bobby Johnson assistant in charge of the program. And, you know, he's doing a pretty good job for his first year. Yeah,
it's going to be, you know, I think one of the storylines is going to be the crowd, which, I mean, it may look like a spring game crowd because people, you know, I know everybody still likes the tailgate and everything, but it's a 1 o'clock game and it's Furman and they've lost, you know, so many games and what is it, 5 out of the last 6.
Yeah, and you know, I don't care what they say the attendance is. The actual attendance is going to be way,
Cut it
way
in
below
half.
that. Yeah, I mean, I don't care about tickets sold.
Right.
People in the stands, it's going to be kind of embarrassing, I think.
Yeah, it is, and that's unfortunate, but that's what happens when you're 5-5. But of course, Florida needs to go and get this win.
Yeah, get bowl eligible.
And get bowl eligible, probably to the Gator Bowl. It seems like it's all but confirmed they're going to Gator Bowl. Things could happen still. If they beat FSU, that could change things slightly. That could put them in the Chick-fil-A mix, although I still think Chick-fil-A wants Auburn because it's so close.
Yeah.
And but you know, get to a bowl game, and we've said this before. It's not about playing in the bowl game. In fact, we were just joking before. What Florida ought to do is get all their practices in and then declare that mononucleosis broke out. We don't want to play the game.
Just getting that 15 extra practice is huge for a young team. So they really need that, and the young quarterbacks need it. They all do. So I think just getting bowl eligible is the key, and practice for those 15 days and then go from there.
Yeah, and so, you know, what they need to do Saturday really is just go out and take care of business. Try to reduce the penalties, key penalties especially. They've reduced the numbers.
Yeah.
But when they're even still, when they're happening in bad situations. You know, try to, you know, do some things in the red zone. Try to give Florida State some things they got to think about.
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, if I'm Florida, my game plan would be, why not just rest John Brantley for a week? Let his ankle get better where it's, you know, better than it's been all year to have a chance against FSU. They're going to win this game no matter who plays quarterback.
What about what if it was you playing quarterback?
Well, if I had a bad ankle, I'd want to sit and get ready for FSU.
Well, what if it was you playing quarterback tomorrow or Saturday? Could they win?
Well, maybe, if I could learn how to hand off in that time.
All you have to do is take snaps and pitch it to Demps and Rainey.
Maybe.
I think you come out throwing. You'd be checking plays at the line.
No, I'd be getting it in the pistol.
The pistol.
With 2 back set, and we'd grind it.
Yeah. I want to see Robbie.
Rammer jammer.
Yeah, well, we'll see what happens. They should be able to take care of it tomorrow. If they don't, if they somehow lost to Furman, it would be the worst loss in the history of Florida football.
Yeah, to be bowl eligible and a team like this, it would be.
And that would not be good. But we're not going to even talk about that because if something like that happens, it will be a painful column to write because I think then you're going to have to look at this coaching staff. But we'll say that.
Don't go there yet.
I'm not going there. But at any rate, they should be okay because it is a physical mismatch. Obviously, you're not going to take too much from this game. And then we'll see what happens next week. Next week is, of course, a big rivalry game, and we'll be previewing that. The next time we come to you, of course, we'll be at Florida Field. We'll be talking about Florida Furman, and, of course, after that, previewing the last game of the season before a bowl game, but obviously the last regular season game that we'll be talking about, the Florida FSU game. The last Pat Dooley show will be up next week, too.
Thank God. Just kidding.
This week we had Chris Doring and Steve Russell. Almost went blank there.
All right.
Next week, Neil Anderson and Lee McGriff will wrap it up. So
that's a good grouping next week.
It is. So looking forward to that, and we'll continue to do our podcast again next week. Last one of those. We may do one special one previewing the SEC championship game. In fact, I think we should do that.
Yeah, why not?
We'll do that. How about that? So keep clicking. Until then, Pat Dooley and Robbie Andrew from the Gainesville Sun saying so long from the Sunshine State.